I had a couple people ask me to do a makeup video, so I'm going to go ahead and do that for you guys. First thing I do is I use some primer. I'm actually going to use the Unique Hydrating Primer this time. You can't really see there we go. I've only used this a couple times, and to be honest, I like the Glorious Primer better. This just makes me feel a little bit sticky, but I'm still kind of trying to get the hang of it, so I'm going to use it today. Just one pump is good enough. You don't need a whole lot of it. You just rub it in all over. I like to put it on my eyes too, so I kind of use it as a primer for my eyeshadow. And while I let that sit in, I'm just going to wipe off the extra on a towel that I have here. And then I also use the Unique Stick Foundation. They have different forms, but I just seem to like the stick foundation the best. And I'm going to use the color tool because I'm pale. So I put it underneath my eyes like this. And I make a couple marks down my face here. And this is medium to full coverage. As you can see, I do have a couple breakouts and everything, and it seems to do pretty good. I'm using the kabuki brush. To kind of blend it in here. You can still kind of see that blemish there. I'm going to add just a little bit more. And then what I use to contour is just the stick foundation in a darker shade. I use Cypress, and you kind of go right in your middle cheek here, kind of suck it in. You can tell where it's supposed to go. Underneath your lip, a little right on your chin here. Down the center, in the middle of your nose, kind of like that. And then you just blend it in. This gives you the illusion that your lower lip is a little bit fuller. And this narrows your nose. Again, I'm using that kabuki brush to blend it in. This just adds dimension to your face so you're not just one shade. Makes you look a little bit thinner. A little bit more like you got some cheekbone there. Make sure to blend it down your neck too if your shade is just a little bit darker to try and make it look a little bit more natural. And into your hairline a little bit too. So I have the oily T-zone, so I use the Mineral Touch pressed powder in those areas to kind of help keep that shine off. So you just grab some of that and put a little bit under my eyes. Right down the center of my nose. I'll sometimes take a clean powder brush to just kind of make sure I don't have any crazy edges going on. Next, I'll do some blush. I'm using the Moodstruck in the color Surreal. And the color does look kind of intimidating and dark, but once you put it on, it's not so bad. You go right above where you contour at. And you kind of swirl around, get all that extra with it off with the tap. Good. And I use a fan brush, thinner tip here. With the powder luminizer, you don't have to use a lot. This just kind of gives you that shimmer look. You go right above where you put that blush at. And you don't have to use a lot of this. If you do, it kind of makes it look a little cakey. And then I take a little bit on my finger and I put some on my nose. And right up my cupid's bow here. Just gives it a little look of a thinner nose there with that. Alright. I'm going to do my eyebrows here. I use the Obsession palette. And you just grab a little bit of that gel there and a little bit of the powder. Kind of mix it up a little bit. And I draw starting at the top and I work my way to my arch. And when my arch comes down, I draw another line going back. Like that. And then I do the same for the top part. And this I kind of start, because you can see where it's kind of a lighter amount of hair there. Kind of start where that starts to happen, and I move this back and I take it down like And then once I kind of got the shape that I want, I go ahead and just blend it in. And make sure you don't grab a whole lot of that gel because it's going to make your eyebrows look very wet and you don't want that look. You just kind of fill it in. Once I get to this part here, I don't add any more to my brush. I just kind of lightly fill in that area. It just gives it more of a natural look there. And you can see the difference with filling it in and not filling it in there. Go ahead and do the other one. And don't worry about it being completely perfect and match the other one because nobody's eyebrows are the same. Again, when I'm getting to this part right here, I use a lighter touch and I kind of bring that makeup from the bottom line up. Alright, so I'm gonna put a little bit of eyeshadow on. I don't ever use a lot. I'm gonna use the palette one. It came in my starter kit that with them. Just grabbing a little bit of that fourth right here. And I'm going to go in the crease here. Kind of blend it out. Grab a little more for the other eye. Do the same. You don't need a whole lot of the product. A little bit goes a long way. blending out those edges here just so they're not so harsh. And then I'm just going to use my finger and I'm going to grab Brassy. Here it's got a little bit more of a shimmer to it than the other one. And I just press that right on my lid here. Some more. And then today I'm going to use the Unique's 4D Epic Mascara. I like the way this looks. Kind of gives it that fullness, like if you use fake eyelashes. And when you apply it, you kind of want to start at the base, shake it a little bit, and roll as you come up the lashes here. And you can build it up as much as you want. I'm going to start doing the other eye before I go back and do a little bit more. You see that? Oops, dropping stuff. In real life, I did get some right there. So I'm just going to take a smudge brush and kind of blend out that drop of mascara I got on myself. And then I'm going to do my lips. I like their Unique Splash liquid lipstick. This color is subtle. I do this one a lot. I'm just kind of smoothing it out with my finger. And this lasts about up to 8 hours. You can eat with it on, and it doesn't kind of smudge off at all. And that's all I do, really. I use the setting spray, Behold. Shake it up a little bit. And that's it.